What is good, Washington fans? It's been a long time. I got my elite channel members on, man. We got Fitzmagic is in the house down below. Kenny Man Fitness. Make sure you guys sub him up. Oscar host Dwayne Montel. Make sure you sub him up as well. DC Bay. Make sure you follow him on the gram, DC Bay 72, man. He be hitting the June Bug Challenge. And make sure you sub up. That is my guy. His YouTube channel is booming right now. So, as you guys have heard last night, we signed Ryan Fitzmagic. That was the surprising news. I never thought we were going to end up with that man. Fitzmagic or Fitztragic. Who knows who we're going to end up with next year? We all thought it was going to be either Cam Newton, Darnold, Mariota, and of all things, we end up with Fitzmagic. So, first question of the night to get it started, I guess. We'll start with Fitzmagic himself. How do you feel about the signing of Ryan Fitzmagic? What was your first reaction, and do you give the move a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Well, you guys know what I do for a living, man. I'm 37 years old, actually 38. I'll be 39 come playoff time if we there. You know what you're getting out of me. I'm going to sling that ball. I'm going to empty every bullet in the gun. You know, sometimes I'm a little colorblind, so I wear my shades. I might throw it to the wrong team, but, you know, at least I'm going to throw it. So I will give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, man. Hey, you are a gunslinger. I'm happy for Terry McLaurin because he's going to get the ball a lot more. So, you know, you're going to take a lot of chances. You are the 100% opposite from Alex Smith. So, we'll see what happens. How you feel about it, DC Bay?
Man, Ed, once again, thank you for inviting me on your show, man. You know, we was thirsty, man. I was like, man, what, Ed cut us off? But man, I don't like it, man. I'm pissed, man. We got three idiots in at quarterback thing, man. Brendan Stimpy and Daniel Jones Sr., man. We may be putting the franchise tag on Brandon Scherff again next year because we'll be in the hunt for another quarterback who I don't like it, man. I don't even want to talk about that guy, man. Yes, sir. I'm done.
Me personally, I'm torn. Because there's Fitzmagic where he makes incredible passes like what he did in against the Raiders, and then there's Fitztragic where he throws interceptions left and right. So I'm 50-50. Unfortunately, you know, he's a journeyman for a reason. I'm just curious to see what Washington has in store for the rest of free agency and the draft, because from what I'm hearing is that, you know, it's not the end of the world. Maybe they get, you know, their future quarterback in the third or fourth round. And, you know, even though, you know, Fitzpatrick isn't, you know, a Super Bowl quarterback, he's still, you know, he put, you know, Tua Tagovailoa to shame last season. So maybe, you know, he can, you know, groom the next guy up if Washington drafts a guy in the later rounds.
Yeah, he was 4-3 as a starter. You know, top 5 QBR last year. You know, he's a gunslinger. He's a good leader. So I mean, there's some positives about the move. I'm not gonna say it's an F- move. How about you, Warpath?
Oh, it's a great move. I think that this sets us up for Super Bowl aspirations. That, you know, I think he's an elite arm. He's played with some great talent. Hold on, real quick. I'll be right back.
Warpath, he's doing stand-up comedy, but.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna shout out a couple people in the chat real quick. It's been a long time since I've been live. So I'm a little rusty, man. Mezagar 92, what's going on? He says I'm waiting for another free agent. Brian C, what's going on? Talking sports with Landon, what's up? Casper Hill, what's going on? 3-time Super Bowl champ Skins, what's going on, man? Abel Ambrosio, shout out to him. He just became a YouTube channel member. If you want to become a channel member, the link is down below. You got cool emojis and different things like that. My elite channel members, I just got everybody a shirt. Just got him the real Ed Oliver T-shirt, man. So my man Kenny got it on, real fresh and clean. Just got the new shirts coming out. So I just got all my guys' shirts. They got shirts on the way. Somebody else just became a channel member. Shout out to John Parton. Says guessing Ed breaks the Samuel news. Samuel signing live. I'm really hoping that happens because a lot of the wide receivers are getting signed up right now. We are going to talk about wide receivers later on in the stream. So Warpath, you back on?
Yeah, I had that work meeting. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, what was I saying? I think it's a great move. He's an elite talent. He just does everything great. I think it's a great move. I think we're setting ourselves up for success. No, let's be serious, family. Okay, I'm done with this now. I'm not gonna lie. This is, what did I say? We've got 3 side chicks and no plug. That's exactly what it is. We have nothing. We've got the old Amish rifle, who is 50-50 at best. You're going to get really good or you're going to get really bad. You're not going to get in the middle. To me, I think it is an opportunity. People who like this move, I'm not saying everybody, they rather lose sexy than win ugly. And I think that's where we're getting at. No offense to Albino Kenny down there, but I just think that it's a whatever move. I don't think they're done at the quarterback spot. We'll learn to live with it. We didn't live through Jeff George, Rex Grossman, John Beck, probably one of Bay's favorite quarterbacks. So we're gonna be great, y'all. We're gonna be great. Fitzpatrick is never been to the playoffs before, has below 30, is 30 games under 500. But it's going to change this year. I believe it. I believe that Ron and them and Marty will get it right. And we're going to go to the Super Bowl, y'all. All caps.
Yeah, you capping right now? Is that all cap?
Oh, Lord, that is cap. I mean, that's straight at cap. Look, I legitimately, though, brother, I was in the bed last night, and I got up. And I felt like Marion Barry. I said, this set me up. I got set up. I thought we got set up. Seriously. But it is what it is, y'all.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I really thought I was on the Twilight Zone when I heard the news. But look, one thing I will say, Ryan Fitzpatrick of Fitzmagic, he did beat Tom Brady in New England not too long ago. He did do that. He was 4-3 as a starter. Had the Dolphins on the right way, and he did come in against that Raiders game and had an and-one pass where they pulled his face mask and threw a 70-yard almost touchdown. So, like I said, there's some positives about it. I'm not going to give the grade an F-, but Kenny, I'll ask you first. We'll give some grades about the move. I know it's hard to grade it because he hasn't played yet, but if you had to grade the move compared to the options that we could have went, the Mariota route or Darnold, Cam Newton, would you have rather went the Cam Newton route or the Sam Darnold route or the Mariota route? And I know the names we're throwing out there aren't the perfect situation either. So what was your grade for the move, Kenny? And would you have rather went with those other options?
C-. Yes, I definitely wouldn't assign me. Hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Didn't he lose to Buffalo when they was eliminated from playoff contention? And all he had to do was just win the game. And I think they were 10-6. All he had to do was just beat Buffalo, and he would have made the playoffs. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. I'll give it like a C-, D+. I definitely would have took Cam. I definitely would have took Sam Darnold. So you're telling me that Ryan Fitzpatrick is better than all of those guys. But at the end of the day, I trust Ron. He's a sneaky son of a gun. I did not like the Darby move either. I hate that. So only way he can make that up is to somehow get Stephon Gilmore walking through that door.
Yeah, no, I didn't like the Darby move either. Now Tua did start that last game against the Bills, but Fitzpatrick, he had his up and downs last year too. I get you with the C-. I kind of agree with you on that with the C- move, honestly. Fitzpatrick, what is he? 29, 56-1 as a starter, been on 9 teams, so he's a journeyman. So I'm kind of with you with the grade, honestly. How about you, Oscar?
I'm gonna give it a C or C minus as well. And I personally would have got. I really wanted Marcus Mariota. Because I liked him when he was a starter in Tennessee and when he played in that when he played for the Raiders as well in that one game. I would have preferred him because I think that Marcus Mariota is a better version of Taylor Heinicke, and we saw what Taylor Heinicke did against the Buccaneers. So and I'm just shocked that Ron Rivera, and I said this on my channel, that Ron Rivera loves himself a mobile quarterback, but he didn't get one. He decided to get a 39-year-old guy that just is known for throwing it down the field. So I give it a C minus as well.
Mm. Yeah, Fitzmagic. I saw some tape where he was running some guys over. He can run a little bit, but he's not the most mobile guy. I'm kind of with you with the grade too. How about you? How about you, DC Bay?
I give it a D for dummy. We could have. I'm with Oscar. We could have got Mariota probably towards the draft or right after the draft. I understand that Ron has a unique way of doing things, and I trust the process. It worked out a little bit last year, and maybe the battle of the beards in training camp will cause a massive eruption of fan support in that department. But it's a D, man. It's a D. I'm just torn.
It hurt you. That move hurt you, didn't it?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna leave it alone. God dang.
How about you, Warman?
So, if I'm going to do my math right, so he's started 146 games. He's won 59 of those. 59 divided by 146 equals 40.4%. Anybody want to take a guess on whatever grade scale, what grade that would be?
E.
It'd be E for effort, right? I give it a here. I'll bump him up. I'll give him extra credit. I'll give him a D minus, because I mean, out of all these people out here, I would. The age is what kills me, and I don't think his mobility is a problem. We've seen what he can do mobilely at 38, 37 years old. It's just if you coming off a playoff run, right? You want to build on a winning culture. There's a reason why contenders have never went after Ryan Fitzpatrick. Nobody has ever said Ryan Fitzpatrick is the missing link to help us get over the top. Mm-hmm. Have y'all ever heard it? Because I sure as heck haven't. I had people comment say maybe he can attract some wide receivers. Where have y'all seen him attract wide receivers to? That's a serious question. That's not rhetorical. That's a serious question. I was like, where? I said, this is a man who has played with Terrell Owens in the twilight of his career, Chad Johnson before he started beating up on women, TJ Hushmanzada before we could say his name properly, Chris Henry before he jumped off that truck, Andre Johnson before he beat up Finnegan, DeAndre Hopkins before he was Nuke, Arian Foster, Deshaun Jackson before he was he was more reliable than a used condom, and then Mike Evans. It's like he's been around talent, and he hasn't done anything. His biggest credit is he owns Washington when he plays us. He's only lost 2 games to us. That's his saving grace right there. So, like I said, it's a D minus for me, man. I think the age has a lot to do with it. But.
Well, look, remember the game where Alex Smith went to Tampa Bay and we beat them? He threw for 400 yards and they still only had 3 points. Actually, I think he threw for 500 yards or something.
And they had 3 points.
And they had 3 points. That's Fitzmagic for you. I mean, that's Fitztragic for you. So he'll do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ed, and be honest, man. He made Josh Norman look like an elite corner that day. Josh Norman picked him off in the end zone, and Josh Norman couldn't spell interception for most of his career in Washington.
Yeah, but like I said, on the bright side, Terry McLaurin's numbers will go up. I will say that the number one receiver for under Ryan Fitzpatrick, their targets go up. The tight ends, their targets go up. So Logan Thomas, those guys will get more opportunities. There's going to be more 50-50 passes. Some of them will get picked off. Some of our receivers might come down with a catch. So that is better for our wide receivers. They will get more opportunities downfield. It's not going to be checked down. 5-yard pass here to McKissick, 2-yard pass here to McKissick, 3-yard pass to Logan Thomas. You know, we were winning games with Alex Smith, but there will be more entertainment. So I'll say that. So, Kenny, who do you think is going to be the day one starter? I know we paid Fitzpatrick $10 million, so he's expected to be the day one starter. But do you think Heineke could beat him out, or Kyle Allen could beat him out, or if somehow, some way we trade up and get a Trey Lance or something like that, could one of those guys come in and beat Ryan Fitzpatrick out or beat you out day one?
Absolutely. First of all, if we trade up to get Trey Lance, I think he's the day one starter. He's gonna beat him out. He's just too good. I feel like the only way Heineke starts over Fitzpatrick, one, if he gets hurt, or two, he just lights everybody up in the preseason to the point everybody around the league is talking about, like, this guy could play. Like, you know, I'm actually hoping that Fitzpatrick don't even play that much in the preseason anyway, because I want to see Heineke a lot more. If he go out there and throw 3-4 touchdowns in one game, trust me, he's starting.
I personally, I like Heineke a lot. I like what I saw in the playoff game. I like what I saw in the Panthers game when he came in. He should have started against the Panthers, and honestly, he could have started against the Eagles, to be honest with you, too. So I like Heineke a lot. I like him a lot. How about you, Oscar?
I think it's too soon to know. It's an interesting quarterback room. Because you know as it was stated earlier, there's like 3 side chicks. You know, I don't know. I honestly don't know. You know, does he have the potential to beat him out? Yes. Will he? I don't know, because like I said earlier, you know, Ron Rivera likes his mobile quarterbacks more than his strong-armed ones. And you know, Kyle Allen and Taylor Heineke have, you know, wheels. So, and of course Heineke, you know, can also, you know, launch the ball downfield as well. So, you know, it's too soon, but I honestly wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. I mean, all these quarterbacks are unknown in my opinion. We know what we're going to get with Ryan Fitzpatrick. We're going to get some crazy games and we're going to get some bad games. But Kyle Allen and Heineke, so who knows? We could draft a quarterback and they could come in here and ball out. Who knows? How about you, Warpath?
I think you don't pay this guy $10 million if you don't intend to start him. That's kind of contradictory to making the move. But then again, we've seen that out of Ron. I think that as of right now, I will not be the quarterback. But I think that Fitzpatrick will be the quarterback come week 1.
How about you, DC, man?
It's gonna be between Fitz and Heineke. And I can tell you one thing: if we see too much of Heineke, he will be starting. He's a breath of fresh air, and I know that Fitz, he's the wily veteran, and Ron will probably lean more to that. But if you can get Heineke going, and you got people saying, "Man, this is a change of pace," I'd rather look good losing with him than look good losing with Fitzpatrick. For the simple fact is, Fitz, we know what he is. We really do. And it's no indictment on him. I just think that Heineken can actually beat this guy out, man. And if he gets the true shot, man, and I don't know if we're going to sign a free agent wide receiver. We may do the draft. But this team seems to get the best out of the players. And I'm gonna go with Heineke, sir.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but I know, you know, money talks. and they probably will have Fitzpatrick out there day one. But Heineke can definitely do it. He looks through his progressions, throws the ball downfield, and that man can run. I mean, he's got his own T-shirt, the Legend of Taylor Heineke, where he's flying through the end zone. So I mean, the man, he's got some moxie to him. But shout out to Alexander Wilson for becoming a channel member. Shout out to him, and he has the first donation of the night. He says Vegas odds for a Washington football team to win the division went up this year when Fitzpatrick signed. The bookies like this signing for the team. So I was listening to Get Up this morning, some other things. Mike Greenberg, he really, really likes the signing. Some other people do like the signing. He said that we are the favorites for the NFC East in 2021. So how do you feel about that, Kenny?
I was hoping we'd be the underdog. I kind of like being the underdog. I don't want to be the favorite. It seemed like when you're the underdog, we do a lot better. We win divisions and things like that. But that's cool. People putting respect on our name now because of last year. Even though we went 7-9, they see that our defense is ferocious and for real. So I like it. I'm just hoping that Heineke can somehow pull this thing out and beat Fitzpatrick out, because I really don't want to see this guy. This is the only night I want to see him tonight. That's it. I don't want to see him at all. You know what I mean? I just want to know what Heineke is going to do.
Yeah, you don't want to see him coming to the podium with the sunglasses.
Nah, with his chest all out. You know what I mean? Nah, bro.
Yeah, with the chain on,
You know what I mean? With the bling on, you know what I mean? We don't need all that. That's too much.
How was you, Warpath?
I think that's a sucker's bet, man. I swear it is. I wouldn't take that. I think I think he's such a media darling that it kind of puts them in the realm of putting that. And then the media loves Ron Rivera too, right? They love they love his story. I don't know, man. I think it's too early. I think you still got to add a couple of pieces. But before then, and I kind of like what Kenny said. This is the only time I really want to see him. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah, it is early. I can see why, because our defense looked really, really good last year, and we just need a quarterback. That's all we need right now. So, how about you, Oscar?
I think people are gonna, we're the favorites, and I really don't like that either. Because that'll put a huge, and some people may like this. Washington may like this. They will welcome the target on their back, but can they step up and take the pressure? You don't know. We don't know. When was the last time the NFC East had back-to-back champions? Was it like what, 2003, 2004 when the Eagles did it? And with the signing with Fitzpatrick is, what? I really don't like, being the favorites, because, that'll, because, NFC East teams crack under pressure.
One thing I will say, you look at the rest of the division. The Eagles are in shambles right now. They're in rebuilding mode. Jalen Hurts is their starter, so I can see them going 4-12. I don't want to play the record game early, but the Eagles got worse. They're trading everybody. They're basically rebuilding. You look at the Giants. Daniel Jones is a turnover machine. I know we haven't beaten him in the past couple of years, but he is a turnover machine. He's in the same boat as Ryan Leaf with turning the ball over. You look at the Cowboys. Their defense, it's still to be determined. But right now, we kind of are. We are in the driver's seat. I will say that, but it's still a long way to go. So I'm not going to get too hyped up. It's still a long way to go. Dak coming back, so it's between us and Dallas. So the rivalry is coming back. Shout out to DC Bay. I appreciate you, man, for the donation. He said,
oh man.
So I want to ask you guys, Yak Dog, thank you for the donation as well, man. I appreciate that, man. I really do. I appreciate that. So somebody, Alexander Wilson, thank you for the donation, the second donation of the night. I appreciate that, man. He says Ryan Fitzpatrick had the 5th best QBR in 2020. Only Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, Tannehill, and Josh Allen were better. Ain't no way Heineke is beating that out. You might have a point right there. If anybody wants to respond to Alexander Wilson's comment, that you definitely can.
If you searching for stats, then that's what you'll get. But if you searching for wins, then you need to go with the guy that can win. I'm not looking for Terry McLaurin to have his best season. I'm looking for this team to actually win playoff games and be serious contenders. It's just going to be a marketing event, a show. If you're just talking about Fitzpatrick and him throwing the ball, are we going to run the ball? Are we going to be the ones with the defense on the field most of the time because he's turning it over like his son Daniel Jones? So I don't care about no QBRs because QBRs don't get you all that. You can see when Tom Brady lost to the Saints twice in the regular season, and what did they do to them in the playoffs? That's the kind of dog we need. We need a dog that when it comes playtime, when it comes to game time, playtime is over with. We want their life. I know that you're probably too young to remember those Super Bowls, but we didn't take no prisoners. We destroyed them. And to see Pennsylvania lit up like the worst, better than the 4th of July, man, you have no idea. It gets me excited. I feel like going to jack off. God damn it.
Oh man. But no, I see what you're saying. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick, he played well last year. He played okay last year. He played good enough. He went 4-3, came in relief and won a game against the Raiders in Oakland. So I get where people are coming from. I really do. I get where people are coming from. It's a long way to go, but honestly, we know our ceiling with Ryan Fitzmagic. I personally don't know for a playoff team with Fitzmagic as the starter. To be honest with you.
No.
I do want to ask you guys about the remaining free agents really quickly. Let's get into the wide receiver position real quick here. So, out of the remaining wide receivers, and how do you guys feel about the wide receivers that we didn't get? Was there any wide receivers that you were upset at that went off the board, like a Corey Davis or Emmanuel Sanders just got signed? I know he's older. There's still Juju Smith-Schuster's on the board. Kenny Galladay's on the board. Of course, our guy my guy. I want to see us get Curtis Samuel. That's who I'm hoping for. And there's some other low key guys out there too. How about you, Kenny? How do you feel about the wide receivers in free agency, and who do you want to go after?
I mean, does it matter? Because at the end of the day, who's going to be the quarterback? Like Fitzpatrick, he was in Tampa Bay throwing the Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and still was losing. So at the end of the day, do the receiver want to come here? They probably asking the same question: Who's your quarterback? I'm not. No. Oh hell no. Mm-hmm. I'm not coming to Washington. We like Chase Young and them, but Chase Young don't play offense. I need somebody that's going to get me the ball and not give it back to the other team. So it will have to be. It depends on who's the quarterback. I like Curtis Samuel though, only because he could do everything and he's cheaper. He could do everything. You can line him up in the backfield, line him up in the slot, line him up out wide. He's tough. Get the ball fast, out of the receivers. I would like to sign him. Galladay, I did watch film on him. He don't separate like I like receivers. I like scat backs that can break you off, get open real quick. Because sometimes you ain't gonna have time to run that deep post route. We need something quick, slant to the house. See you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel the same with Curtis. I feel the same way with Curtis Samuel. I would love to get Galladay, but it looks like his price tag is going up. So I don't know if it's worth it because you got to pay Terry McLaurin in a couple of years. You got to pay the D line in a couple of years. So it is a tough one. How about you, Oscar?
At this point, like I said, with the wide receivers that are left, I would like to see Curtis Samuel. But not nitpicky at this point. An upgrade is needed for the wide receivers because we don't have much other than Terry McLaurin and Logan Thomas, who's a tight end. The top wide receivers are flying off the board already. So anyone at this point, that's an upgrade over Cam Sims, Steven Sims. All those guys that are out there right now are upgrades in my opinion at this point.
Yeah, Cam Sims did just resign a couple hours ago. So that's breaking news. I mean, not really breaking news. I mean, I'm happy to hear. I'm happy we're getting Cam Sims back. That's good news. How about you, Warpath?
You know, I kind of like Juju, man. If we can get him off of TikTok and everything like that, he's a good. He's a good Robin. He's a good Robin. We saw that with when like Antonio Brown was up there, and if they focused on Terry McLaurin, he's got to have somebody opposite of him. He's 24. He can't get separation. He really didn't have a bad season last year. It was one of his lower seasons. But I mean, why not try to take a flyer on Juju? I just think Kenny Galladay, and I'm in a group with a bunch of Lions fans, and they were kind of relieved to see him go. And it's kind of what Kenny was saying. He doesn't get separation, but also they think he may have faked that injury going down the end of his time there. And you know, of course, Curtis Samuel, because of what he did to us against Carolina in December. So I like Curtis Samuel. I like Juju. I don't know why people don't like him as much. And it might be because of just him dancing at midfield. So he could do that for us every year because the team he usually dances on midfield for won the game. So he could do that to us every week, and we win the game.
Yeah, I like Juju a lot. The thing is that he did the TikTok and then he got blown up by the Bengals. You know, they on Monday Night Football. So
who didn't blow up the Steelers though down the stretch, Ed? Yeah, you know,
it started here.
Yeah,
it did exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it just looked bad. But I'm with you on Juju. I don't know if this guy is trolling, but he said Juju Smith-Schuster to the Washington football team for 6 years, 111 million. So I know that's
he trolling.
That might be
this guy's trolling. But
Okay.
DMV Sports Zone, thank you for the donation. He says Fitzpatrick is better than Live Biscuit. Great content as always. Make sure you guys sub up DMV Sports Zone, man. He's got some good things going on, man. He's had me on there. He's had Warpath on there. Has some big name guys on there. So shout out to him. I do remember Rappaport yesterday. He did say that we were interested in Fitzmagic and in Mitchell Trubisky. I was nervous when he said Trubisky because I really thought that's who we were going to end up with, and then we ended up with Fitzpatrick. So he was right about one of those moves. Ended up with Fitzmagic. So, and how do you guys feel about the Brandon Scherff being franchise tagged? Do you think that was a good move or a bad move? And Kenny, I'll start with you.
I mean, I feel like 50-50. I'm torn on it. I feel like we should have let him test the market, but put some type of tag on him to we can match it. Because now what we did was we reset the market with him, and we might have overpaid for him. You know what I mean? So we should have put some type of transition tag on him. Let him go ahead, you know, go test it. Somebody offer him 14 mil. Okay, cool. We'll give you that. Come on back. What are we giving him? 18 mil right now when we franchise tagged him? That's just too much. They got to think. I'm not even a football mind, but I know how to hustle. That's not how you hustle. You can't be robbing Peter to pay Paul. That shit is dumb.
Yeah, I want to wrap him up. I mean, Joe Thuney just got a 5-year, $80 million deal. That's kind of what I think Brandon Scherff should get through after being all pro. 18 million is crazy, but you know, he knows that's what he was gonna get. I see why they franchise tagged him. But then again, you know, he has missed some games, so you could get both sides. How about you, Oscar?
I just wish they could have gotten a deal done, a long-term deal, because it's the Kirk Cousins situation all over again. And so at the end of the season, you know, Brandon Scherff is probably gonna be like, okay, they tagged me twice now, and I still don't have a deal done. Okay, then I'll just walk away. So I wish, that they should have done is, give him a long-term deal instead of tagging him twice, because, that could, in essence, hurt the relationship later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we can still get a long-term deal done by July 15th. So it's not over yet. It's not likely,
You go to school,
but we can still get a deal done. How about you, Warpath?
Bye-bye. gone, just gone with it. I'm to this point with Brandon Scherff that it seems like everything is like semantics with him. That we are wanting to pay this guy, and his baseline's been set with Joe Thuney. It's 18 million or more. That's what it is. I think at this point, and Bay, I don't mean to steal your thunder, but you should have transition tagged him, try to get a second round pick, try to get something out of him and move on from it. Because at the end of the day, he got this all pro, and it was kind of fun. I don't know. It might have been Sheehan who said this too. You look at all the guards who are like all pros and everything like that. A lot of the best guards in the league are left guards. They didn't have too many right guards that were on there. So that's why Brandon Scherff got that honor of an all pro. And I'm like, to this point, if he's an asset, if somebody's willing to pay that much for Brandon Scherff, let him go, get a draft pick, recoup it. Because at the end of the day, we got Eric Flowers paid. Nobody wanted Eric Flowers. Eric Flowers was garbage as a left tackle. And we got him paid when he slid in the guard. You can find the guard. So I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of, my hands are up with this situation. And now you kind of shot yourself in the foot when you cut Alex Smith because you saved money, but all that money went back pretty much to Brandon Scherff.
Yeah. Preach.
So we're still paying a Nova Fairfax for some invalid to come and play for us at the end of the day.
My God.
It looks like that money went to Scherff and it went to Front Ryan too. So that's where it went. How about you, DC Bay?
As the brothers have echoed it, we should have had just went on and put the second round tender on him. And either, he says he wants to be here and somebody would have offered him a deal. We had the opportunity to match it, or we go ahead and take their second round pick. It was crazy that we let a left guard who played lights out the year before, and we let him walk for 10 mil, and we could have had him for 4 years for 10 mil a season. So I mean, again, I know we keep saying it. I trust Ron's process, but it just don't make sense to me. And as a Redskin fan for so long with that pervert since he bought the team, but Benny Serrato, we just got so used and accustomed to overpaying and buying all these people. And they say we don't keep our players. Well, if we know every year for the next 3 years that we're going to have one of our top dogs contract ready to come up, you're looking at paying Terry next year. You possibly may have to extend Morgan Moses next year. The following year, you're going to be looking at paying. You're not going to let Sweat go out the door, but what they're doing right now. And then the year after that, it's the year to rack. You're going to have to pay that gangster that wears number 99. So, I mean, it's tough, and I get it. And we are fans, man, and we love this game. Our passion and our love for the game, and especially for this team, is just so out of this world. We just want to see them win. And we've been used to hearing that idiot say we're winning off the field for so long and it didn't produce on the field. We just want to see them win. We want to see them win all the way around, man. And Brandon Scherff, I love that dude, man. The last 3 years, he played a total of 2 seasons. And that's tough, man. And I get it, man. He's a gangster when he out there. Trust and believe. We got some backup gangsters, too. And we don't never get to know what we have until it's gone. And I don't want to see us continue to lose people. We're going to lose Tim Settle next year. We probably will lose Deron Payne, or have to trade him because we can't pay everybody. So I'm like, man, if we're going to keep doing it this way, you might as well tag him next year, because you're going to be looking for a quarterback next year, and then you're going to have to come up with all these other contracts. So I mean, I'm just a fan, man, and I desperately want to see y'all see what I saw going down Pennsylvania Avenue, man. To see that, And to hear the government say we're shutting down takeoff because of the parade, we're letting kids out of school because the Redskins won, to see that, I mean, you're talking about a market. My God, man. You can actually start making t-shirts with Washington, whatever the name is going to be, and you can sell a boatload of them down there. The fan base is ridiculous when we win, man. And it's just, it hurts, but I understand. But I just wish that we would have just let him test the market. And if we could have got him back, great. If not, we got a second round pick. The offensive linemen that coming out now, they are basically, when you got them at tackles, you can move them over to guards.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm up in the air about it, but at the end of the day, maybe they'll re-sign this cat before July, and we can do something. Those are just hopes, man. And right now, I'm just up in the air with all of it. But I'm sorry for being so long-winded about it, but man, I just think we should just let them just hit the street, man. Let them hit the street. We love you. We love you. I'm gonna miss you, but we'll get over you. We will. And that's how I feel.
No, I feel your passion, man. I watch the VHS tapes all the time, and NFL Network and YouTube, and watch all the Super Bowls back from the 80s and 90s. I try to get that same feeling, walking down Pennsylvania Avenue and all that, and RFK, and I try to get that feeling too, man. I really do. But I get it. Like I said, he was our last All-Pro since 1996, who was a punter, and Matt Turk. So, I mean, I'm going to stay optimistic that we get a deal done before July 15th, and it's probably going to be something like a Joe Sweeney deal. BMO Games, thank you for the donation. He said, should we still make a move to draft a quarterback fairly high? How do you feel about that, Kenny? Because we would have to trade up. You probably got to trade 2 first-round picks and a third rounder. That's what the projection is, to move up just to get to number 8. So to get a number 2 with the Jets, probably got to give up 3 first-round picks and then a third rounder next year, then maybe a player. I don't know if that much, but how do you feel about that, Kenny? Would you try to trade up for a quarterback? Zach Wilson, Trey Lance,
Justin Fields is there, and we can get him for 2 number 1s and a 3. I'd do that. But he's a day 1 starter. Fitzpatrick can sit his ass on the bench, and Heineke, because Justin Fields is better than him right now. That's just my opinion. I'm just going off tape and what I see in upside and him taking off running. He's a freak. You know what I mean? And that's what we need. You need to be able to do 2 things in Washington, D.C. Throw the ball and extend the play with your legs. That's going to open up everything. That's going to open up the run game, the play action. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you have this receiver and that receiver. If you cannot run the ball, you don't have somebody in the backfield, a mobile quarterback that, can get extend the play. It poses no threat. You know what I mean? We in trouble. We need a mobile quarterback. We need a dog. He's a dog. He's a leader of men too. You know what I mean? He's an animal. Read about him. It says he's a leader. He just gets it done on the field. If we can somehow Justin Fields and he's there at 8, I'm moving up. You're not getting none of my players though. I give you draft picks. I give you 2 draft picks, in a third, 2 1s and a 3. And yeah, absolutely.
I like Justin Fields a lot, man. 6 touchdowns against Clemson.
Yeah.
The guy cracked back, got up, and threw some more touchdowns after he hit like that. Yeah. So the guy, he's a tough guy, and they've said, the sources have said on people on the radio have said that Washington liked Justin Fields a lot, and I know he's from Ohio State, and we know there. I don't think there's been one successful quarterback from Ohio State, but I wouldn't scout the helmet. I would scout the player. So maybe he can be that first Ohio State quarterback to finally.
He's different. Ed. He's different. Yeah. He's different.
Yeah, I think he is wired different than some other Ohio State quarterbacks that we've seen. How about you, Oscar?
If I'm gonna echo what everyone is saying. If there's a quarterback there, one of the top quarterbacks in the draft still there, then add, maybe I wouldn't say 8. I would say if there's still someone there at 9 or 10, I would trade up. Unfortunately, with Ron Rivera and Marty Herney's track record, not drafting later, not drafting well with later picks, it's gonna hurt probably Washington in the long run. But it's worth it. It's worth the investment to get the guy of the future that you've been looking for so long. Like, what is it now? Like 20 years plus now. So yeah, if there's someone there at 9, if we can somehow jump, I don't know, the Cowboys and Giants to get our future guy, then I would.
Yeah, we have traded up in the past. We traded for RG3. We gave up 2 to 3 first-round picks. It looked good the rookie year, and then after some injuries, messed up his career. But we're not going to get into that. But trading up for Justin Fields, I mean, that would be a good move in my opinion. How about you, Warpath?
Yeah, I like Justin Fields and kind of what Kenny was talking about. This kid proved to me that he can do anything in the NFL if he puts his mind to it. You going up against the highly touted Clemson Tigers, who had only had one loss in how many years, and you get knocked out of that game and you come back and just shooting darts and everything. I like Justin Fields. I don't know how much you want to give up for him, but I think he could make it happen. And y'all forget, Kirby Smart was the guy who recruited him at Georgia. He played at Georgia for a little bit before he went to Ohio State. And I mean, if you know the story of this guy, he's about the game. He was one of the guys who wanted the Big Ten, kind of lobbied the Big Ten to get to play football again. He was back in the summertime when it looked like they weren't going to play. He was like, whoa, I want to play. And he went out there and played and put together some good games. So I like Justin Fields, and I think he is. I think you could start him day one, and I know people like Zach Wilson. I think he's slightly better than Zach Wilson at this point. And I really don't know, with the pressure of the boy from Clemson. I can't think of his name now.
Lawrence.
Yeah, Lawrence. I can't. Lawrence, I think he's got big bust potential just because of where he's going to. So
how about you, DC?
I like a lot of things about Justin, but I don't like Ohio quarterbacks. I do not like Alabama quarterbacks. I do not like USC quarterbacks. I think that we need to stay pat. And the guy that I want to snatch him in second round. He's a very good prospect, and I think this is the guy you can sit behind maybe a year behind Fitzpatrick and Heineke. And I love Kyle Trask. I love to use that 19 pick either on that corner from South Carolina or the corner from Georgia, or my favorite, give me or Mama Council, whatever it is, Awusa, the linebacker from Notre Dame. I really like Kyle Trask, man. I look what he did with his receiver that is a first round pick. His tight end, Kyle Pitts. And Kyle Pitts is nothing but the truth. I just think this 6'5" juggernaut can really get the job done, man. And I think we need to just continue to keep building, man. And if we can get one of them wide receivers in free agency, that'll be great. But I'm telling you, Kyle Trask is going to turn some heads. And I wouldn't be surprised if New England took him in the second round and they just use him like we should use him. He's a very, very stout, physical. He's physical. He's not easy to take down. He's not the most mobile quarterback in the draft, but he is the most logical quarterback in the draft. And what Elroy Jetson like to do with that offense, I think he would fit perfect with us. And I don't know why they had him up there evaluating that boy from South Dakota State. He is not a great evaluator in my eyes, but I digress. Give me Kyle Trask, and I can move forward on that in the second round.
Yeah, we've seen some Florida quarterbacks be trash too. Danny Werfel. Tim Tebow was okay, but he's never
one playoff game, sir.
That is true. He did win a playoff game. He did win a playoff game. That is true. I'll give him that. But he definitely wasn't a franchise quarterback. But I like Trask a little bit too. I do. He's not mobile. That's the knock on him. So I don't know if he would fit offense, but he can play though. He can play. Shout out to my aunt. Shout out to SDX Direct. Thank you for the donation. He says, I'm 22, about to turn 23. My highlight of my life as a fan was RG3, rookie year, and 21. My dad always talks about those days, but for me, it hurts to never have seen it, man. I feel you, man. I feel you. Did anybody want to respond to this comment?
I hate to even reminisce on it because it just makes me feel like I'm the only jackass on here that understands the equivalence of putting a team together and making it work to the beneficial to the fans. I mean, we didn't have the best stadium because RFK, you talking about couldn't get in there. We didn't have the opposing fans coming. This fan base, when we're winning and competing, you ain't got to worry about the Arlington Cowturds overtaking our stadium. You ain't got to worry about the opposing team fans coming in because we have already locked it up. You talking about season ticket holders? I think the majority of the stadium was season ticket holders. We cared that much about supporting this team. And if your dad told you that, man, he couldn't have told you any better. I'm telling you, his eyes probably was lit up. He probably, man, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cut it short because I'm about to say something. Baby, get the grease so I can order that.
Yeah, but actually, I feel you, man. A lot of people, the best they've seen is RG3. The best they've seen is Kirk Cousins. The best thing they've seen is Mark Brunell. And I'm kind of in the boat too. Brad Johnson. Yeah. Those are the best things that I've seen in the past, 20-something years. But it's a new day. It's a new Rivera. It's a new era. I know Fitzmagic is the starter right now, which is not the best case scenario. But the future's looking bright, man. The future's looking bright. I'll say that. Shout out to AM Hunter, man. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to AM Hunter, man. The best profile picture out there, man. He's a loyal guy. Shout out to Brian Harding as well. Let me shout out some people in the chat real quick. Ready Red, I see you in there, man. We slept you, man. Thanksgiving 41-16. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the donation once again. Shout out to him. He's a channel member as well. He said the B reporter said the team isn't going to take a quarterback in the first round, but they said the team loved Kyle Pitts. They may move for him. And this is another question I had. And if you had to pick a receiver at 19 or a tight end, or would you move up for any of these wide receivers like a Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, any of these big name guys in the first round? I'll start with you, Kenny.
Not a wide receiver. I'll move up for a franchise quarterback. I don't believe in moving up for a playmaker. You know what I mean? Because the playmaker, you can scheme around the playmaker and take him out of the game. A quarterback, though, it's a little tricky, especially if you're a dual threat. You can know it's coming and can't stop it. So I will move up for that because it makes sense to me to move up for that. I do like Waddle. I really like Bateman, though, honestly. I'll be there at 19. I'm with you, Ed. Yeah, I'm running up to the podium like, all right, we got one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would love to see him and Terry together because I think they would complement each other really, really well. How do you feel about Kadarius Toney at 19?
Nah. Kyle ain't gonna be there. I really like him. He ain't gonna. I don't think he's gonna be there though. At all. Too good.
How about you, Oscar?
I wouldn't trade up for a wide receiver just because there is first and second round talent within wide receivers. I have, even though it's probably too high, I have Terrace Marshall. For first or second round as a wide receiver. I unless it's a quarterback, I don't want to trade up for a wide receiver or a tight end. Who trades up for a tight end nowadays?
Yeah, I personally wouldn't trade up. I like Kyle Pitts. They do say that he's been one of the better defenders in a long time. He's like a wide receiver out there, and he can block. So he would be he'd be a great. Him and Logan Thomas together could be a top 5 tight end duo in this league. So I get it with Kyle Pitts. I wouldn't move up though, but if somehow he does up to 19, then yeah, you got to run up to the podium and get him. How about your Warpath?
Well, I'm going to trade pick 19 and pick 83 and Morgan Moses and a second rounder in 2022, and we're going to draft and send it to the Bengals and draft Jamar Chase. Shout out to my boy Amir. I had to get that one out there, y'all. I'm kind of the belief that you only trade up for your quarterback, maybe your cornerstone left tackle if you think he's there. But those are two things that I probably would trade up for. I'm not trading up for a wide receiver. We've seen in years past that wide receivers in the first round that are highly touted can flame out very quickly. You look at what was it? What was that scrub we had? Doxson. Yeah.
Oh,
he was.
guy.
Yeah. Who else? They said, remember when everybody was like Laquan Treadwell? Oh, he's gonna be beast. He's gonna be beast. Laquan Treadwell. Who? That and so that's what I'm thinking. You can't go up there and get no wide receiver. You'd be crazy too. Now if he falls in your lap, that's totally fine. But I don't think that you're gonna trade up. You don't trade up for those. Quarterback, left tackle. That's all I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. How about you, DC?
I'm telling you, man, it's tough, man, to trade up knowing you don't have your quarterback. And if you're going to trade up, you might as well go for your quarterback. But I can tell you one thing, Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts, man, I know that they're not gonna get past 8, man. They're not gonna get past 8. Well, because the run on the quarterbacks. And once the run on the quarterbacks go, it's going to be the wide receivers. There's no way that them dudes in Arlington, Texas, is going to be at 10 and Kyle Pitts sitting there. They won't take him. Kyle Pitts is the kind of guy that you love. His catch radius is ridiculous. You can spread him out as a wide receiver, 6'5", 6'6", Megatron kind of appearance. I ain't saying to him, but I'm telling you, this dude is an absolute stud. I would stay where I'm at. I believe Kadarius Toney is going to be there at 19. I also believe Bateman is going to be there at 19. But like I said, man, I'm not snatching no offensive player with that 19th pick, man. I want me either the corner. My first option is that inside linebacker because we have yet to fulfill that since London Fletcher. I want somebody that can get out on them flats because we get tore out the frame on them flats and we get punished by them tight ends. I want somebody to be covering them so good that when the time the quarterback sees them open, Chase Young or Deron Payne is diving into their daggone pelvis and busting that daggone helmet wide open. Man, I want to hurt somebody. Please get this defense right because I don't know what we're gonna do with this quarterback situation. And we got Harmon coming back, man. We got Antonio Golden Gandy coming back. These are guys that I truly believe that we can get something out of, man. And if you get the free agent wide receiver, that's great. But that 19 pick, no, man, I'm not moving up unless it's your guy. Unless it's your guy, I'm not moving up for none of them other than Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase. You think Jefferson did something? You have no earthly idea what Jamar Chase can do to you physically and can run routes with Terry and Logan. Man, what? Man.
Jason White, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Jason White. I appreciate it. Jameson Ward, thank you for the donation. He says, how do we feel about Micah Parsons at 19? Kenny, I'll let you go first.
I haven't watched film on him. I'm a film guy. I've seen a couple highlights, but I haven't watched film on him too much. I kind of been locked in on the quarterbacks really heavy, and linebackers as well. But like I said, I haven't watched film on them, but I would. The linebacker, that makes sense. To piggyback what Bay was just saying, I was just thinking about it. If you think about the NFC East, every quarterback in it is mobile. So we're going to need a fast-ass Mike linebacker. And you got Zeke Elliott, you got Saquon coming back, and then Philly, Miles Sanders, like, you know what I mean? It's we gonna need to combat that shit. You know what I mean? So we got to think like that. We got to play chess. We got to take what's best for the team, not just the best player. We got to look at the other three teams. Like, okay, we got you for you. We got this person for you. We need somebody that can cover the tight end and the flat because we don't have nobody that can cover a tight end in the flat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we let KPL walk. You know, he was a pretty solid linebacker.
Yeah.
You know, John Bostic is the starter as of right now. You know, who knows? We could sign somebody or draft somebody, but yeah, Micah Parsons, he's the real deal. He's the real deal. He can stop the run. He can rush the passer. He's big as he's like what 6'4", 6'5". I mean, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's super fast. So him at 19, I highly doubt he gets past really the 10th pick. To be honest with you. How about you, Oscar?
I haven't done research on him, but I feel like you know, he's from what I hear, he's a top 10 pick. So you know, for me, you know, if he's there, that's fine. But I highly doubt he's gonna be there. I just haven't done any research on him either, so I really can't say anything at this time.
Yeah, no, definitely check him out. But you already know he probably won't be there at 19. How about you, Warpath?
I like honestly, I don't think he's gonna fall that far. I think he's top 10 pick, but I like the kid out of Tulsa, Zaven Collins.
Oh my God,
he just oh my goodness, have y'all seen this dude?
Man,
you can't be. Yeah, it's illegal to be that physical, that fast, at that size. It just doesn't make any sense. I think we talk about the guy from Notre Dame. I think JOK. I think he's a little undersized. And that's just me. I think he kind of reminds me of a weaker version of Justin Simmons. Right? You don't really know where to play him. But I feel like Zaven Collins, man, you can plug him in. You can put a middle linebacker. You can put him at outside linebacker, and he's going to cover. He's going to make – I think he hit them holes, and he's going to make a quarterback's nightmare. He's just going to be a nightmare for quarterbacks. I like him. Maybe you could get him in the earlier second round if you trade up in the second round, or if you stick there at 19 because some draft extras like, you don't draft the linebacker at 19, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a crap? If that's the best player and that's what you need, go ahead and draft him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. And what would y'all do with Landon Collins? If it's magic, I'll let you go first. Would you make him a June 1st cut? You can save money if you make him a June 1st cut, but if you cut him right now, you would lose money. So he is coming off the Achilles injury. You know, Cameron Curl played well. Good sign of free safety. I heard Anthony Harris is out there. We are interested in him. That's the rumor that Anthony Harris is free safety. So, how would you deal with Landon Collins, Kenny?
Oh man, Landon. He's expendable. Cameron Curl is better than him, younger than him, cheaper than him. I mean, it's been lovely. I'm sorry that you hurt, but at the end of the day, it's just business. I want to win. And I know Ron feel the same way. He'll cut you quickly in the middle of the season. You can be a first round pick, second round pick. See you later. And I'll put this guy in that make $10 an hour, and he'll do better than you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look better because I made that decision. So he got to go. I'm sorry. When he was out there, he wasn't doing nothing. He was getting burnt toast. He better move to linebacker and take a pay cut. Because people don't want him like that. We can't trade him. I don't think nobody wants him. What you gonna get for him? Who's dumb enough to give us a second or third round pick for Landon Collins coming off an injury? And before the injury, he was playing like hot garbage. Let's call a spade a spade.
Right. Yeah, I was hoping he would restructure, but he's not gonna restructure. So I know that's out the window. But we'll see what he can do next year. How about you, Oscar?
Bye. I think because Cameron Curl is younger and he's cheaper. And there's other needs that Washington needs to address. I know that depth is necessary, but we can find someone in the late rounds to fill that void, like what we did with Cameron Crowe. Cameron Crowe was a seventh round pick, a 7th round pick,
Yeah.
and he did it looked like he was going to be a campus body, but he did better than Landon Collins did, and he did show signs that he was a rookie. He got burned the first few games that he started, but he got better. And Landon Collins, got burned, and he started in the 4 or 5 games. I think it's time for him to go as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. How about you, Warpath?
Boy, bye. Boy, bye. That's all I can say. Because Landon, he's been liability. He's been a safety playing linebacker for or a linebacker playing safety for a long time. The boy then got burnt. He put aloe vera back in business, like I always say. I mean, my God, just gone. If you can't cut him, save your money, because we're gonna have to find a way to pay Bay's boy Fitzpatrick. So we gotta head there because he hurting payroll already. So
Oh my God.
How about you, DC?
I'm a little bit different from everybody else. I would tell him, man, if you cannot play the inside linebacker, Mike, I want you to get talk to your agent and find the best spot available, best team that's for you. I did like what I saw before he got hurt. They started using him a lot better than the first couple of games. They blitzed him, which he is a blitzing safety, which you can use him and hide him behind those big guys on that D line. And if I'm him, I'm converting to that inside, man, because he's a sure tackler. And if the hammer's coming, man, the quarterback got to make a decision quick. Because remember, the Shazar scared the living crap out of them daggone wide receivers trying to cross that middle. And you got him and Cameron Curl sitting there looking for lunch or trying to find them somebody to make love to. Them dudes will hammer it. And if the quarterback is on running for his life, man, this will be a great opportunity for Landon Collins. But like you said, man, if he does not want to do that, please, by all means, talk to your agent and see where you want to go, man, because we're going to get rid of you. Wherever you want to go, we'll send you. I don't care if it's a 5th or 6th or 7th round pick. I will get him off the books if that's not what he want to do. I want to tell him I love him. I want to get rid of the Alabama connection as far as like in that secondary and be over and done with it. I want to win. I want to be physical. I want to hurt someone. I want people to realize that you going across that middle is a business decision. You better alligator that ball, because if Michael Parsons is sitting there at 19, you ain't got to worry about. You see, CeeDee Lamb didn't catch nothing but 5 passes on us in 2 games for 33 yards. That's because we had somebody saying, "Rookie, do it, and I'm going to bust your ass." Man, I want life. I want somebody's life. I want them to go back to the daggone quarterback in the huddle, just like Ocho Cinco did with Carson Palmer. And he said, man, do not throw that ball in that middle of the field. Sean Taylor is sitting there. I want somebody to be scared. Man, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's what I want. I want fear. And the quarterback said, I'm going to throw the ball because chasing him is on him. Well, throw it. It's either going to be picked off, or your receiver or tight end or running back will be carted off. Man, it was dangerous. I love to see when they put Andy Dalton out. They done put what's his name? Joe Burrow. Man, that defense is nasty, man. I want lethal injection. I want to serve people their time, man. I want to serve them their time. I want, just like what Ed did with Jeremy Sprinkle. When you pissed him off, I want to bust my hand up on one of them dudes, man. Damn, you talking about?
Oh, But we got
life for life.
Oh man, yeah. Shout out to John Bostic, man. Shout out to Bostic Market for that hit. But yeah, I got a few more questions, and we'll probably get on the road here. So there's some guys that are some question marks on the roster. Bryce Love and Reuben Foster. I think people asked about these two for the past it feels like the past 5 years we've been asking about Bryce Love and Reuben Foster. Are these guys ever going to play? So Kenny, what's your feeling with Bryce Love and Reuben? Would you bring Reuben Foster back? He is a free agent. Would you try to bring him back? And how about Bryce Love? Would you give him another opportunity to try to make this roster and make an impact, or would you just move on from both?
Bryce Love is really, really, really good. Like if I can somehow stash him, I will keep him. Reuben Foster, he'll have to. I tell him run 100 yards. Like you got to show me, run up and down that field, move left to right. Like you have to show me, because he's very, very good too. But injuries, I would have to bring both of them in before for a workout. You know what I mean? I really like Reuben Foster though, man. I'm praying for the brother. I hope that he's well, because if he could come back, you know what I mean, we might not have to draft who we supposed to draft. He could step right in, but I just don't know with that injury. I'm not sure. Same with Bryce Love. I will find a way to keep Bryce Love. He's just too good. I need to see him just one time. I would hate for him to go somewhere and then play against us, and he's the next AP. I would hate to see something like that. So I need to know. You need to show me something. Get on the field. Put him in a preseason game. I don't care if you're a little banged up. I want to see what you can do. We're going to probably cut you anyway. Put him out there. I'm kind of cutthroat with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we've been waiting so long. Bryce and Reuben is like, I don't know. But you kind of want to give him another chance because we waited so long. How about you, Oscar?
I'm going to echo that. Bryce Love, it's heartbreaking. These and Reuben Foster both injured the last 2 years. I want to see what Reuben Foster is actually made out of. I didn't pay attention to many 49ers games when he was with the 49ers. Bryce Love, I read up on him. If he has a great offensive line, he can be as good as an Antonio Gibson or an Adrian Peterson. Maybe he could be, if he's healthy, our third down back. He could be the power back, and we can get rid of, is Peyton Barber still on the roster? We can get rid of him. He can be our Peyton Barber. But if they're not going to be healthy, it's time to, just move on and find, a new place for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we could use Bryce Love for that Peyton Barber spot. He would be cheaper too. How about you, Warpath?
What's Love got to do with it, man? I'm tired of talking about guys who ain't on the field and hoping and praying that they're going to come here and hold my breath, that they're going to be good. They're going to be good. Oh, just wait. Hey, the only thing you got is today. If you can't show me what you got today, your tomorrow it's what you're doing in the present. Reuben, God love him. I think he has kind of atoned for whatever happened when he's in San Francisco. But if he ain't going, he just taking up a spot. He hurting payroll. I can pay somebody else to come in here and play, and then instead having us sign get well cards every month. It's the same thing with Bryce Love. I think Bryce Love had some great potential. People have told me this. They say he was CMC before CMC. I get that. That's awesome. But he ain't CMC. And we just can't. 3 years, that's a wasted pick. It's time to just move on and cut your losses, cut your assets at that point. So I wish him the best, man, but I just can't see. We can't sit here just hoping and praying like that. That's just if ands and butts was candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. But it ain't happening.
How about you, DC?
Man, God may not be done with him, but I am. I can tell you right now, man. The best ability is availability.
Come on, man.
I can tell you right now, all 5 of us, and including the people that's in the chat, have been closer to the field than both of them the past 2 years. It is time to take expired contracts and dead money and go on. We can find both their replacements in the later rounds. If you're talking about you want a third down back, look at that Oklahoma running back. He's 250. He can catch out the backfield, but what he do best is he pound. I want me a dude that can pound. We already got McKissick. We already got Gibson. I'm ready to move on from him. Reuben Foster, I love you. You are a Terminator when you're healthy and when you're on the field. But when you're off the field, you're on Instagram showing people where you're working out at. We need you working on the field, not off the field. So I'm done with him.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, we let go of Jordan Reed. We let some other guys stay healthy.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
if they do go, then I'm not upset. But I guess we'll end on this, guys. I know some people don't care, but I asked you guys about the cheerleader situation, and how does Ryan Fitzpatrick affect your record prediction? So if you had to choose a record prediction, because some people did ask in the chat, so I'll ask this question, our last question. What's your early weight? Warpath, you're a funny guy, man. You really
I
are.
don't know what you're talking about, Ed. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What was your reaction to the cheerleader announcement, and what's your early record prediction with Ryan Fitzmagic as the starter?
Who you talking to, Ed?
Kenny,
right here though, with the picture in the background.
God damn.
Warpath, you wild guy, man. He's a wild guy.
I don't know how they got up there. It's virus on my computer, man. That's all it is.
I mean, what was the question there? I'm sorry, man. That threw me off.
Yeah, so Fitzmagic, what's the record?
Oh, me.
Yeah. What's your early? So, what was your reaction to the cheerleader announcement, and what's your early record prediction with Fitzmagic as a starter? With you as a starter.
The cheerleading thing, I really didn't, listen to too much. It was kind of like smoke in the air. It's COVID going on. I don't think we're gonna have cheerleaders anyway, or whatever they have in dancers. I heard a little bit of that. Fitzmagic, bro, I suck. Like we know that. So he might get lucky though. He might go out there striking. Who knows? He's done that before. He might have the city in the uproar after 3 games. He might, go 2-1, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's going to do well." And then all of a sudden, that's when he get colorblind and start throwing it to the wrong team. Them back-to-back interceptions and interceptions in the end zone. You know what I mean? So 2-1 maybe before he start throwing up on himself and people start scheming on what he's doing.
Okay. So you think we're a playoff team with the move, or no playoff?
Yeah. We might. He ain't gonna be the starter though with Heineke, yeah.
No, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think right now it's a 17-game season, so
yeah,
it's a 17 games. It's a tough schedule. We got to play the Chiefs. We got to play Russell Wilson again. We got to play the Packers. We got to play Tom Brady. So it's gonna be a tough season. It's gonna be a tough season. How about you, Oscar?
The cheerleading thing I really don't care for. For the record, I think if Ryan Fitzpatrick starts, it's gonna be 2-1, but he's not gonna finish the season. He's gonna be, Fitz. The NFL is gonna hype him up, call him Fitzmagic for 3 weeks. He's gonna, give those fantasy owners, big points. But then, come week 4, week 5, he's going to show his true colors again and throw 3 or 4 interceptions in a row. And then I think that's going to be it for him. I think, if he does, that's the way I would see it. Now, if he, for some weird reason, is gonna play the full 16 or 17 game, I think he's just gonna win Washington 4 or 5 games. That's it.
Yeah, it's like, I can't really argue with you because you look at his track record. He's 59, 86-1. Hasn't been much of a winner. Last year he did when he was 4-3 though. He was 4-3 and won some games. The year before that, he did beat Tom Brady in New England. So, I mean, the track record is not there. The track record of winning is not there. He's known as a loser. He's been on 9 teams, and there's a reason why he's been on 9 teams. We'll see what happens. He's been passed around the whole NFL. So, how about you, Warpath?
Well, I like to think that everything's gonna be okay, but nothing we can't do wrong right sometimes, and it still seems like it's bleeding over. And you talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Didn't he beat like the Jets twice in those 4 games or something like that? So I don't know how misleading that 4-3 record is. It's going to be tough, man. You have an opportunity. If the 17th game is at Buffalo, that means you're playing the final 4 teams in the NFL from a season ago. You've got 3 a former MVP you're going to play, MVP type caliber players in Mahomes and homeboy. My homeboy and another MVP. Well, that's an MVP, and then Aaron Rodgers is an MVP. So you got those guys that are coming in. You're gonna have to handle family business twice a year, right? I don't know, man. I guess if I'm looking at a positive thing, I think Fitzpatrick. I don't think he's gonna get yanked. If Ron shows you anything, he's gonna give somebody that he likes or he brings in more time. I say it's gonna be like we're going to have to be 4-5 or something before he gets yanked. And if that goes that way, I think maybe 8-9 at the end of the season and that 17th game in. Heck, we still might win the division.
Yeah, if things go that way and
man.
Well. But yeah, Josh Bide, he's that's not true once again. And Doggo, yes, so that is true. Washington is in contact with Curtis Samuel's agent. They're trying to negotiate a deal, but he has interest from several other teams. I did see that report as well. Hopefully we can work something out before tomorrow. Actually, tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up tomorrow morning with some news about a wide receiver. That's what I'm hoping. But how about you, DC?
I'm saddened about the cheerleader thing, man. This co-ed thing, man. If they do this co-ed cheerleader thing, they're gonna do the co-ed bathrooms. Could you imagine men walking in the bathroom? There's women in there. There's gonna be some sex going on, man. Gonna be some sex going on, and I'm saddened by it, but at the same time, it's intriguing. But at the end of the day, that pervert is who he is. I honestly think this team can go 10-7, man. I honestly do. They don't have no quit in them, man. And like Shay said, man, this is gonna be year number 2 in that defense, man. It can be improved. And I think it's gonna be a shuffle with the quarterbacks, probably, between week 8 or week 10. And no matter who we put in, they're gonna fight. And I think we're gonna win some close games. And we're going to win some games that people aren't expecting us to win, like when we beat Pittsburgh. So I'm being optimistic and serious at the same time. Oh my God! What is wrong with you, Corey? No, but 10-7, and they need not to do this co-ed cheerleader thing, man. I don't go to the games to watch nobody throw women up in the air like they do in college, man. My wife hear me talk about them cheerleaders, man. Man, you going to training camps and you seeing the guys and the girls. That's good, but I'm not looking for all that stuff, man. The pervert found a way to sabotage us again, but again, 10-7, man. 10-7.
10-7. Okay, I like the optimism. Maybe Fitzmagic can work out some magic. But again, the team dances, I guess not cheerleaders anymore. I really couldn't care less. I couldn't care less either. But it's just something to ask because I know some people were really worked up about it. Some people are upset that they're not going to see the cheerleaders and whatnot. But that's not for me. I'm just there to watch the football and see the team do their thing. That's what I'm here for. But once again, guys, I appreciate you guys for coming on. We will be doing this next month. I'm going to see if we'll do it before the draft or after the draft. I will be going live for the draft. The first night I'll be going live. And then we'll probably chop it up about the picks that we make. Hopefully we can get a quarterback or one of the linebackers that you guys like. But once again, make sure you guys sub up on the Warpath. He's got all the crazy, Photoshops in the back,
I don't know how the guy has a virus, man. It's a virus. I swear. It's a virus.
Make sure you guys sub up Oscar. All the links are down below. Make sure you guys sub up Kenny if you want to get on a workout plan and watch some good basketball. He's always balling around DC, all around the DMV, getting it.
All around.
Dunking on the girls at Catholic University. He gets it.
Hey, I don't got no picks. Anybody can get it.
And then make sure you guys follow DC Bay on Instagram. There's never a dull moment. He's got all the jokes and all the memes on that. I'm telling you. But all right, you guys. Once again, appreciate you guys for coming on. Hail to the football team.
Thanks, sir.
Peace.